So I've been in the industry 20 years, just over 20 years. And all's been good. It's been, like any private gym, you're only as strong as the owner, you're only as strong as you can be, excuse the pun. And you're the brand. So living the brand is what I do. And it's, has its ups, has its downs, but to be honest with you, I wouldn't want to do anything else, and I couldn't work in a corporate gym environments simply because I just like the freedom of having your own place. You can do as you want. You can upgrade it when you've got a bit of money. You do things when you want to do things. So the harder you work, the better your place, really. Yeah, so a normal work day for me starts at 4 o'clock. So I'm up at 4. I'm at make myself a cup of coffee, and then I'm at the gym by 4:30. And then I'm normally seeing my first lot of clients from either 4:45 or 5 o'clock. And then obviously the gym is then open as well to the members. So I open the gym for the members as well, even if I don't have clients. And then my clients, I'm normally busy until about 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock. And then I'll have in between that something to chow quickly. And then I'm normally training by 10:30, 11, if I don't have a client until 11. And then, lunchtime. And then my afternoon starts at 2 o'clock again with all the schoolboys. So obviously being involved in the fitness and conditioning at Northwood with the rugby. My day starts at 2 o'clock as soon as they finished. And then it's about the different groups. So I'm either got the under 14s in the gym teaching them, or we've got the under 15s in the gym, or the 16s in the gym, or the opens in the gym. And then it's out on the field doing with the first team, because obviously I look after the first team with the fitness and conditioning, and then it's out on the field with the first team. So, and then I normally get home at about 6:30 at night. So it's quite a long day. And that's Monday to Friday, basically. So that's $1 million question. To be honest, I've looked through all the documentation, the proposed levels, everything that's on government sites, on their levels 1 to 4 or 5, and there's nothing that says anything about gyms. Nothing, And so we're in the dark. There's nobody fighting for us, and that's why this is awesome, because we don't have a fixed national body that we can all go to and they can be fighting for us, so we don't know. So obviously as I said, we closed the gym just before the national lockdown was enforced, simply because we felt, we had put in all our safety protocols and sanitization protocols prior to even needing them, because we foresaw what was going to be happening. And we then made a collective decision that it was better in the best interest of the public to close. And our initial closing was for, believe it or not, we said for 21 days. So we were going to close for 21 days. And then President Ramaphosa made the call for us all to be closed for 21 days, whether we wanted to or not. So March was fine. April, people understood it and were kind of okay with it. And I must give credit to our membership base. So they're solid and they're loyal to us. But again, we offered everybody the opportunity. They could cancel their membership, they could freeze their membership, or they could carry on supporting us if they were in the financial position. So we've really taken a big knock in May, this month of May, my last month of May, and in this month of June. We probably down, we're not even covering any expenses in terms of salaries and stuff, We deep cleaned the gym prior to locking down. That's really about it. So because we're not a massive gym, it was kind of easy to do. We had the staff in up to the Tuesday prior to the lockdown being enforced. And that's when we've, like, as I said, we closed the doors on the Monday. So the Tuesday, we actually just literally cleaned everything. We sanitized everything literally from top to bottom and closed the doors. That was it. And then, yeah, there was nothing more we could do, to be honest with you, because we're a small little place. It was really easy to do and get done quickly. So for me, it's been one heck of a change. I've gone from having to get up at 4 o'clock every morning to not having to get up. My wife and I made a decision prior to lockdown to actually go up to Underberg because my in-laws live there, and so with our little baby, it was just made sense, for space and everything, because we live in a small 3-bedroom duplex, but it was just going to be easier, and also just having family around, So we went up to Underberg on that Tuesday and spent the whole time there until basically the end of level 4. So for me, it was massive change, But one thing I did do was I started live sessions on our Facebook page on a Friday, Monday, so twice a week to start with, and then we kicked off 3 times a week after about 4 weeks. So that kept us going. It was really cool to get live sessions. It was something very different for me. One thing for me is one of the parts of the job I love is that I love the interaction. So for me, it was a huge change. And, you all about emotion. So when you're training somebody, you can pick up on body language. You can pick up on just by the eyes and everything, how they're doing, how they're feeling. And then they tell you as well, when you're on the other side of the camera, you don't really get to pick that up. So I battled with that in the beginning, but then I got into it, and it was quite a lot of fun, really a lot of fun, but not the ideal for me. My colleagues, so business partner Richard, same thing. I mean, Rich probably is so busy normally every other day that he also went from lots to quiet. But what we also did in the meantime is we created a YouTube channel where we put together about 30 odd videos between him and I, doing different things so we could get our members. So our members had access to the YouTube channel via links that we sent them. And then our clients, Shivit, I think, again, John, I think like everybody, the first 21 days I think everybody was just shell-shocked, to be honest. I mean, I don't know what it was like around where you live, but that eerie silence on day 1, 2, even to day 7 of lockdown was insane. It was like dead quiet. So I think it just, I mean, my clients, I've chatted to them regularly, and I sent them regular training sessions to do. It was really tough to do Zoom calls like this because I didn't have access to fiber internet up in the Drakensberg. So, it was Zoom calls on using cell phone data is quite expensive. So I try to limit the Zoom calls, and obviously we're doing the Facebook live session. So I would do videos and then send them the links to the videos so that they could use it. I think now everybody's back into life. Lockdown's a lot less stringent. So access is a lot easier and people are out there more now, So I chat to my clients every day. And we're doing a lot of Zoom sessions, and I'm doing a lot of pre-recorded sessions. You just have to look around, and so I know guys in our industry in the country, and I know guys, good mates of mine that live overseas. So one of my mates in Australia involved in a similar sort of setup to me, and it's been a huge, so internationally, globally massive. I mean, CrossFit gyms like ours, Gold's gyms, nobody's functioning, and to go from every day where your business is open 15 hours a day or 16 hours a day to closed, and you're not used to doing online stuff, it's a massive challenge. Nationally, again, I think we in this country have taken a massive knock. Most trainers live every month according to what they have, and be it the right way, be it the wrong way, whatever, that's not up for discussion now, but the trainers are taking a massive hit. I mean, the trainers at all the global, I mean, the national, multinational gyms, Virgin Actives and Planet Fitnesses, and they must be taking huge strain because, you rely on the foot traffic coming through those gyms. And then you get the guys like myself and smaller gyms like myself, the CrossFit gyms, where you rely on your 50, 80 or 100 members or clients that are using your space, and now they're not. And locally, I've got 3 good mates who are all in the same industry, and I've had Zoom calls with them a couple of times to try and bounce ideas, just trying to help each other, because we're all in the same boat. I mean, most of us have rented out all our gear out of our gyms to just try and make up some money, So, but it doesn't cover costs, So it's been a massive knock-on effect to the industry worldwide, nationally and locally. The gym's clients in a membership, we're very active on Facebook, as I'm sure you know, Instagram and that. So Lee, my wife, who does all the marketing and social media, is big on that and has driven it hard, So that's the one way you can keep interactive with them. It's the beauty of social media in the year 2020, is it can play into your favor, and it can also play against you if you say silly things on it, So I think we've been quite smart with how we've posted things. We've tried to make sure that there's programs out regularly for all our clients. And then for me personally, with my own personal clients, the same sort of principle. So I've engaged with them via the beauty of WhatsApp, and WhatsApp calls and just dropping in videos to them. So that's how we've kept in contact, because it's all about that personal touch. The clients are happy to engage and over the Zoom like this or WhatsApp, but they don't just want stuff that's dropped in for every Tom, Dick and Larry. They want they want their own kind of stuff, so that's what I've tried hard to do, and the gyms try to do, so we try to look out for all our members across the spectrum, because we've got a broad base of members from youngsters right through to our oldest members, 86, so we've got a massive broad base of membership we have to look after. So short term, survive. Short term is survive, and then long term, like with the economy of the country, you don't let a pandemic get in the way of opportunity to grow, so there's things which we're going to have to think out of the box now on how to be, because going forward for the foreseeable future, the industry is going to be different in how people actually engage with it. I don't think people are going to stay away from gyms. I think people love gyms, and I know the community enjoy our gym, because of the interaction. So long term, our plan is to make sure that we adapt accordingly, and we'll have to think out of the box, as will every gym, every trainer, every CrossFit boxer. They're all going to have to think out of the box, and we're going to have to just be a little bit smarter and just jump in and run with the bus kind of thing, So I'm not going to let an opportunity go to waste. So I think that the effect is going to be interesting on a twofold. One is how people actually see the virus themselves. Some people have been living on level 1 since day 1, and others are really scared of it. So I think people will be cautious. Durban people are always cautious to start, and I think they will be mindful. And I think Durban people are also, in our gym, I'm talking from our gym now locally, I think they're respectful of others, and will just, if we ask people to social distance, which they'll have to if they want to use the gym, and be mindful of where they are and what they're working, I think we'll have no problem. Provincially, it's going to be really tough in the big gyms, the corporate gyms. When you're working with a membership of 6,000 members in a club that only have space, probably comfortably to sit 60 to 80 people if you're social distancing, it's going to be tough, So we've already thought about this, and I think our membership will take a bit of adjusting, but there'll be hundreds with it, Today I actually asked myself this question, because I was actually at my gym today doing a whole bunch of cleaning and stuff, getting it ready, I think in 6 months' time, so now we're talking Christmas, I think we're going to be in a position where we're not far off where we are now. So people are definitely going to be very cautious about how they are. So the gym experience is not going to be like it was 6 months ago, where you and me are sharing a sweat towel and happily drinking out of the same bottle or anything like that. I think it's going to be very, guys are just going to be cautious because they need to be, so for the next 6 to 12 months, people are going to be cautious. But like everything, John, particularly South Africans, we're resilient, we're tough. And, after about 8 months or whatever, I think those would have forgotten about it, I don't know if you've tried to exercise with a face mask on, but it is not cool. And for me, I've done a whole bunch of research on it. It's not good. Taking in the carbon monoxide, it's not good at all. So this is where it gets quite tricky. So generally, most personal trainers are self-employed. So most self-employed people are provisional taxpayers, so they don't pay PAYE monthly nor pay UIF. So if you're not a UIF payer, then you can't claim on that TERS scheme that government have created. So it's put a lot of personal trainers, including myself, in a position where maybe you need to rethink about how you structure everything, because, I haven't been able to, you're not earning the money you can. I've been lucky that a lot of my clients have been supportive and helped me along the way. But there's only so much, again, they can do, so, they've been absolutely amazing. And I've thanked every single one of them every single time I see them or spoken to them or WhatsApp them. And I've sent them a lot of thank yous. But personal trainers on a whole, like my colleagues in my gym, also in the same boat, you're hoping you've got a bit of money saved up, and it's been hard, very hard. Luckily, one of the trainers, she's married, so she's got a husband who's luckily been working the whole time. But it still doesn't help because it just makes things a lot tighter. My business partner, the same, his wife also had her own business that came to a standstill. But he's smart with his finances, so he luckily had a bit of rainy day cash. And then the other one, young guy that works underneath us or with us, who's a biokineticist. Again, he works on patient interaction. So during level 5, even in level 4, when he could have started trading, people aren't injured because they're not doing many things, or there's been no operations, unnecessary operations on hips and knees. So the guys have been pretty stuck, to be honest with you. Then we got 2 staff that work for the gym, and this whole TERS thing is a nightmare. We're still waiting for payment, So, as a business, you have to pay. I won't leave my staff in the lurch. I'd rather go without myself than my staff go without. So we've made sure our staff have been sorted. So for us, quite simple, so we've already done a whole bunch of research on guidelines from the World Health Organization and return to work protocols. So we'll put in place, obviously at the door before anybody arrives, staff or members, clients, they will obviously sanitize hands. And we've got a thermometer, which we bought years ago, actually, because of our work with rugby, we needed the thermometer to actually do the testing on the water for how cold the ice baths were. So we bought our thermometer like 2 years ago, so we didn't have to get stung by somebody making some money. So they'll get tested with a thermometer. Not that that's very accurate, because if you've been sitting in a car for half a day driving and your temperature rises anyway, but be as it may, that's part of the World Health Organization's suggestions, so we do that. And then obviously in the gym itself, there will be sanitizer all over at different stations. So literally as you look up, there will be sanitizer always there to make sure that the guys are wiping down the machine. So we, as I said, we had this in place prior to lockdown, and nothing will change because we did it anyway. So the members will just wipe down the machines. We will have our staff literally rotating, wiping down machines permanently, and all the equipment, anything that's touched, we will wipe it down. So that's, and then obviously just make sure it's a social distancing. Again, I think it's going to swing 2 ways. So as and when gyms open, I think there will be a very slow uptake in the beginning, and I think it'll then pick up because people love to be able to work out in a gym. I know most people are happy to train at home with a few kettlebells or water bottles or whatever the case may be, but it's that whole vibe around the gym. So even when there's a bit of social distancing or you're not allowed to share towels and machines and stuff, it's that whole interaction, walking past you in the gym. Hey, John, how's it going? You're like a Simon, what's happening? And that thing, I think, is what particularly South Africans enjoy, you know. And we're a social nation, you know. So I think from the gym side of things, it's going to be slow to start, but then I think people will be back into normal. And I think you'll find people that never really exercised prior to lockdown and then kind of found exercise during lockdown, you might get them across there as well eventually, because it will be part of their lives for the last 6 months, so they won't stop it. Awesome, fun, community. Now's the time to support small business, because it's the small businesses that have taken the hardest knocks. And we're a small business, and there's many businesses like ours, and not just in our industry, in all the industries. So my thing to people in KZN is, and the country really, is support small businesses. They are the bread and butter really of communities. They keep communities going. They're always the first ones to jump in and help. You know, now's the time they need help. So yeah, for me, it's just support the small businesses.